To our demonstration of Lifetick for teachers and schools. So today's presentation is going to focus on Lifetick from the perspective of a teacher. Now, what is Lifetick all about in a school context? Well, quite simply, it's about empowering students to create and complete their own goals. And so one of the key benefits of Lifetick is that it uses the S.M.A.R.T goal setting methodology. It's very popular and it's very good in helping people understand what's important, why it's important, and how to go about achieving it. And so for a teacher, what you want to be able to do is to see your students complete and work towards those goals. Now, it can be done in a number of different ways, but ultimately the visibility, the transparency, the interaction is all there. So why don't we log in and we can show you what it's all about. Now, straight off the bat, as soon as you log in as a teacher, you're going to see a dashboard, and you're probably wondering what this dashboard is all about. Well, once you have some students and they're assigned to you, you'll be able to see how they've been performing over a specific time period. Now, you can change that time period, you can change who you want to see, you can do comparisons, and if you happen to be what we call a super teacher, and that's someone that has the privileges in the system to be able to see all students, then you can look across all of those as well. Each of these names here you can interact with and click on them and go to see them and their goals. But before we do that, let me show you a little bit about the actual menu options here for you as a teacher. Now, right at the top is My Lifetick, and as you can imagine, that is for you and your goals. So you as a teacher can even set your goals, and you could even be assigned a teacher to monitor yours. It could be a supervisor or the principal, but as you can see, it's got the same menu options as your students have. So what you get to see when you set your goals is what they see when they set their goals. So it's all very similar in design, so there's no confusion about what people are accessing. But if we want to focus today's presentation specifically on the teacher themselves, we would go here and either look at one-on-one or assigned to me. Now, everyone is if you have that super teacher privilege where you can go in and look at all students and all users, but this one here shows which students are assigned to you. Now this is a very useful screen because immediately you can see who you've got, you can see when they last logged in, and you can see how they're progressing with both their goals and their tasks. Anything green means they're on track, anything red means they're behind or nothing's been done. And you can, as you grow the number of students in your list, you can sort in different ways, you can do groupings, you can do filtering, but typically people like to sort by last name, and I'll remove those filters. As a teacher, you can even put your students into groups, and these are groups that you can make up specifically for your students. This is different to other teachers and what they might want to do. And the reason we have that is that it enables you to do separate messaging to different groups of students, and also the filtering. Now, why don't we have a look at the student themselves and their goals? So we're going to take Judy. Now, you're here as Judy's teacher, having a look at the progress she's making on her goals. And as you can see, each one of these is a goal, and they each have a core value that's aligned to them. Now, there's a couple of options for schools and how they set up the core values. You can either set up a school-wide set of core values that might be the school values, or you can allow students to create their own, or you could actually put in a default set that they could change later. And so what we're looking at here is a goal, and to see more info about this goal, I can either expand it to see the tasks that are underway, or I can click on it to open it up fully. And opening it up fully gives me a few more menu options. including the ability to add a task. So as a teacher, you can create a goal for your student, you can add a task for your student, but you can't complete them. That's up to the student. Now, you may want your students to create their own goals and you can just support them in that. The option's there either way, whatever you prefer. But if you were to add a task, then you'll see the richness of the functionality, because we have single tasks, repeating or recurring tasks. We also have subtasks where you can break it down further, and there are due dates and reminders. So this is all very useful. Not only that, but goals can be shared. So a student can share a goal with other students, and that way they can complete the goal together. You can also have other teachers that a student might want to share a goal with. And finally, we have the activity. So this gives you the audit history of everything that has happened for this particular goal. And you can even write in comments here to support the student. Now, the students also have a journal, which you'll be able to see, where you can also add comments, but anything here is specifically related to this particular goal. And so we've only got one task, so they're really only just underway. It's due on the 31st, so you could easily help them out by adding more tasks or saying, hey Judy, let's get your tasks done this week so we can review it next week. And you could use the messaging to do that. You could put a comment on the goal, or you could just relay via verbal or email. Now, let's have a look at some of the actions. So what you've got here is the ability to go and edit the goal. This is where you can see the specifics that they've created. So specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time specific. So this is all part of the S.M.A.R.T methodology. They write their goal. They describe how they can, how they know they'll be able to achieve the outcome. So we also offer financial goals as well, so people can set dollar values. Let's say they were saving for a field trip. We can show you that. And then how hard is this goal going to be? We give a bit of a scale there. We like to have students thinking about what they need to be doing in order to work towards this goal. And then finally, the core values here. You see, these are the core values that were set for the school, and of course the time. That's very important. It's not a goal unless it has a due date. We also encourage people to fill out why they want to achieve this goal. Often people think something is important until they put in 10 tasks and realize there's a lot to that. So it's a good calibration, self-calibration tool, I call it, and a priority. So all of this is available to you as a teacher to see as well. But what you'll also notice is that we have the ability for people to push out the due dates or bring them forward. So you can imagine if you've got a big goal there and it's got 20 odd tasks and you're a little bit behind, you don't have to go in and change all the dates. You can just do it in one go, and you can do it by weeks, months, days, whatever it's needed. So that's a goal that Judy is working on. Again, we've got some nice convenient color indicators here for their progress, 33% complete here, but this red means that she's behind in some respect. So there you go. Door knock date and time for the fundraiser. Hasn't done that yet. It was due on the 25th. So that means this is now indicated red. So at a quick glance, you're able to get a good handle on what Judy's up to. This here is a financial goal. So as you can see, it has a dollar amount to it. So if we open this one, we can see some specifics around it. So as you can see, because we selected a financial option, which is I saved a target of money, we can put the target amount, and then what that prompts us to do is to add tasks that add up to that target. So if you added a task for $10, it's going to say, hang on, you've got too much here now. Or if you had your tasks only add up to $90 towards your $100 goal, it'd say you don't have enough. So it's always checking in the background to make sure people are setting their goals up correctly. So here we are, save some pocket money. That's a recurring task, so that'll be $50 in total. Mowing the lawns, it's a good little job. $30 in total after 3 instances. You can see they're repeating tasks and also requesting money for a birthday. So these are good lessons students can learn, not just about success in life, but money management as well. Now, what we have here for the student is also some other sections: dreams, journal, reports. So just as you're looking at this for Judy, this is what Judy gets to see as well. Now, Judy can enter some dreams. These are just big ideas that you want to work on that you're not ready to put a due date on or add tasks to. So it's a placeholder of sorts. The journal captures everything that we've done. Apologies for that error. This is our test environment, so that can happen. What you're seeing here is all of the activity captured. So very useful. And you can also link to various things that have happened as well here to see where it was in the goal. And finally, there are reports. So these reports are individualized. You can change the time periods. You can make it a chart. You can actually base it on your goals or tasks. So that's quite handy once you start to build up a lot of content and you want to see that. Now, we also have a concept called trackers here. I won't cover that in today's session. It's less relevant for students. However, it is available to them if they want to access that capability. Okay. If we go back to assign to me, we can then see our other students. We also have the ability to do some messaging. So I can either send it to a student or one of my groups, or because I'm classified in the administration as a super teacher, I can send it to all students. So if you don't have that role, you'd only be able to send it to your groups or your individual students. So keeps it handy and contained. And of course, your students will get an email notification when this happens. Okay, finally we have got the administration. This is where we can set our terminology. We refer to our organisation as a school. We can refer to them as teachers and students. This is all easily changeable, and we can add further options when required. You can add some school branding and logins. You can set your core values as to what you want the core values to be for each student. Or you could say, actually, let's have them create their own core values, as I mentioned previously. And we also have a user management capability here as well. But as a teacher, your focus is all about your students, and this is where you're going to be. You will get notifications when they contact you as well through the messaging or when they add you to a goal, but as a teacher, you're automatically added to your students' goals. It's if other students happen to add you to one of their goals that aren't assigned to you. And you've got an easy way to see everything on track. So we have an onboarding team that's all about making sure Lifetick is configured exactly the way you want for your school and to ensure it's ready to roll out for success. They aim to understand your goals and needs as a school and ensure that your students and your teachers are ready to implement it to success. So please get in touch with our sales team for any further live demonstrations or questions that you may have, and we'd be happy to answer them. Have a good day.